Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you my full retouching process, and I'm going to show you how you can use the skin tone map and the lots that I give you. So, I'm going to be using this picture as an example. The reason I chose to use this picture is because you see this picture. There's a lot of texture than the one I used for the ad, and it's going to show you. I want to show you how I deal with everything, right? So, the first step that I need to do is to take you remove all these pimple from my face, and just clean it up. So what I do is I create a new layer, right? A new layer, and I take my healing brush, spot healing brush. What this spot healing brush does is that it just samples textures around and replace it. So I, I don't know if this is available in all Photoshop, but I use Photoshop 2020. So it has different mode of copying. So here you can see content aware, there is create texture, there is proximity map. So this create texture is when you what's it called, when you paint on the pimple. So Photoshop try to create a texture. Most time it does not work really well. It does not work really well. This proximity match, what it does is when you paint over it, it tries to look around and match whatever is around the pimple. So the problem with this is that if there's other people around, it's going to just look at that and put that in. So what works best is this content array. Content array tries to fill it up based on the full image, or no based on, tries to recreate the texture rather. Let's just put it like that. So it works well for me. Most times if it does not work, I use this proximity match, right? So that's the two options I use. I don't know if it is in all Photoshop, or I like I like automatic things, right? I don't like doing manual. You can also use this healing brush. There's sometimes where it is the healing brush that work, because maybe the area is a bit complicated, so you hold alt and click on a good place and just paint. What this does is just it samples this area and paint it over there, but it also try to match the color and the luminosity. That means the how bright that area is, unlike this clone stamp that just copy the pixel and just paste it instantly, directly like that rather. And so because I don't want this video to be very long, I'm just going to do really minimal work. Normally I'll take more time to remove all the textures on our face, all the big um pimple and textures I don't really like, right? So yeah, for now I think this is good. This is okay. um Now, one reason I also like this spot healing brush is this area where they are hair. I just easily just brush over it, and it's like to place them. It works really well. Now, most times you might see that it it creates this kind of rough texture around. It's the frequency separation will fix that, so I don't usually worry about that. Frequency separation will fix it, so I don't really bother myself. So after I do this, the next step I do is to merge these two layers together. As you can see, this before and after, right? So hold down this background and just press Ctrl Shift E, and it merges everything together. Then I come to this my action panel. As you can see, I have lots of actions, right? Retouching action. So I click on the frequency separation. So the key for frequency separation, a lot of people get frequency separation confused. It's very easy to understand. Whatever you see here, right? So let's go back to like one. See, whatever you see here, you are going to blend, right? Everything you do not see is going to go to the high frequency layer, which means you're not going to touch that. That is the texture. Whatever you see here right now, you are going to blend it. It's going to blur out with frequency separation, right? So let me show you something. You see all these patches that does not blend well. That's what frequency separation do. So you just take a color and then you blur it out, right? That is just simple. Frequency separation is just blending colors, right? So whatever you see here, you are going to blend together. So there's no one perfect what's it called, one perfect blur number. So you can take, if I take this, depending on how smooth you want the skin to be, if I take this radius to like 5, now you see that they are very the skin, there's no lot of texture here, right? Meaning all the texture has gone up, so it's just the color. So when I do frequency separation, there's going to be lots of texture in the picture, right? So if you take it up and you don't know and you don't see texture, it means you are good. After your frequency separation, there's going to be a lot of texture on the skin, you understand? So but if you take it down, the more you see texture here, the less you are going to get texture after you've done your use your mesa brush or what's the other one, lasso tool, whatever method you want to use, right? So the more you see texture here, right, the more you see texture when you are choosing your blur radius, the less texture you are going to see after you have done blending the skin tone, right? So the less texture you see here, the more texture you are going to see after you're blending the skin tone. It's very easy. So if you want it to have, you want the picture to have lots of texture, you just increase the number till you see there's no more texture on the skin here. That means after you've finished the whole process, there's going to be lots of texture on the picture, right? So for me, I don't really like a lot of texture, so I usually put it down. Like, so this image has, it was shot with a really high megapixel camera, or yeah, the texture are really much, but I don't really like it. So usually, depending on the texture of the person's skin, I usually go between 2 and 3. Highest I go to is 4, depending, because each person's, there are some people's face that they are not, there's not really much texture. So that is how your blur radius is also dependent on the person's skin. If the person has a lot of texture, if in my style, I usually want the skin to be smooth, so I usually go down to 1.5, right, to 1.5. Then with this person that have high skin texture, I go like 2 or 3. The highest I go to is 4. Okay, so I like this 3. I'm going to press OK, and it does the thing, and we are back here. So after you've done your frequency separation, if you don't know how to do frequency separation, after you've done frequency separation, there'll be no difference. After you run the action, what it does is just kind of separates the picture into texture, right, and color. This color, because my blur radius is really low, if I turn off the texture, you see little difference, right? But if I turn off the, okay, let me open this other one, you can see that the picture is really sharp because the texture, because I turn off this one, so there's really much texture. Anyway, I hope when I go around, if you don't know frequency separation, you understand it. It's very simple. So what I do, if you are just starting and you don't see the color moving, because what you are really doing with frequency separation is you are just moving color. So I usually use mesa brush too. There are plenty ways of doing frequency separation, right? You can use the mesa brush. Easiest way, you can come to your lasso tool, this lasso tool here, you draw around, then you go to filter, come to blur, come to Gaussian blur. Then as you can see, you are seeing the way the skin is smoothing, right? So take it up to see it, you see the skin smooth the way you like, and press enter, then you just do that around the whole skin, right? I don't really like this, but it's simple and easy, right? So I picked the Mr. Brush tool. Now with this, the key to this Mr. Brush tool, whether Mr. Brush tool or any other brush tool, the key to using it very well that I've discovered, right, is this flow, right? Take the flow down. I see people use like they use 30, 35 in their flow. Just take it down, right? Take it down, take it down. Like the higher the texture you want to keep in your skin, that means the higher number you use in the frequency separation will also determine the higher the number you should go here. So if you use a very high number blur radius while doing the frequency separation, you can actually go like use a bigger number, right? But if you use a low number, you should go down low also on your flow. So usually I go between like 8 to 15. I use 15 max, right? So this other wet 30, low 30, mix 30, flow is between 8 and 15 max for me. Then this pen pressure, my pen pressure does not work anyway. So if you are using a graphic tablet, that's what pen pressure is. I'm using a graphic tablet, but I'm not using Wacom. I'm using a cheaper version. But so the pen pressure does not really work with Photoshop, but at least it works. I use it to mix. I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't really need pen pressure. So to show you how frequency separation works, look at now what I'm going to do. I'm just going to click down and just like, as you can see, there are also texture here. So if I'm brushing, it kind of blur them and mix all the colors together. That's just what it does. So that's just how it works. So I just brush, 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 right? So look at it now, smooth. Look at it before. Oh, sorry. Look at it before and after. It just blends everything. Now as you can see, there are shadows here, dark spot that give the face that shape. So you just kind of smoothing it out. So I guess I'm going to skip this part. Let me just do a little, then I'm going to skip this part so that to keep this video really short. I don't think it will be really short anyways, but I'll try to keep it short. So yeah, so as you can see, it just yeah, blends it. So I'll skip this part now. So one thing I want to say before I skip it, you have to be, if you don't really know how to use, you have to be careful with moving colors. You don't have to move because moving colors, you are redefining the shapes of the face. So if you move colors too much into where it's not supposed to be, it's gonna look weird, right? So yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm not satisfied though, but I'm okay with the way it is because of this video. I don't want it to be long. I could have done more, but it's fine. It's fine like this. So one thing you should also notice is that when you are doing your frequency separation, you don't need to zoom all the way in, because if you zoom in, you're working on one section and it will mess things up, right? It will mess things up. So although I like the skin being smooth, I also like the skin to be natural. To be natural, I don't like it looking like it's a cartoon or drawing or something. Yeah, that's his style. If you look at what's it called, um so photographers I adore, somebody like Yemi Kings, T.Y. Bello. I love T.Y. Bello. If you look at their images, it looks like paintings, right? That's his style. So when you do that separation, it's really fine. I like it, but I don't use this for my image. I like my image to look like a bit natural. Although you will know that on this picture, like you normal people will call it was edited, or if you are more vast, you know that it was retouched, but you can still see that it still look like a human being. So yeah, that's it. So this is the first step I do frequency separation. Now what I do also, the next step I take, remember I said I like the skin looking really soft, right? Like there's not too much texture. So I come to this low layer, I duplicate it by pressing Ctrl J, right? Then I come to my filter. There's a plugin I have, portraiture. A lot of people have portraiture. It's like very popular. So what a lot of people do is that they use it. I also do it, but this is the first step of how I did. They use it on the full image. Like, but me, I use the first step I do is I use it on the frequency separation. So I duplicate it because if I use portraiture, let me show you. So let me click on image portraiture. So what I do now, I already have the settings that work for me, right? I already have the settings that work for my portraiture. So I just press OK. Okay, now as you can see, um, as you can see, you can see the before the portraiture is the texture, right? After the portraiture, the skin has gone a bit soft. But the downside to portraiture is this: once you apply it like this, the eyes are not soft. That's why I duplicated it, so that I can create a mask. So what masks do is just like wearing a mask on your face. It hides your real face, right? So this hides this. What mask does is you can take Photoshop, show this as this part of this picture, don't show this part, or show this part of this effect, don't show this part of this effect. That's that mask work. So I'll take my brush tool and come to the eyes and just remove the effect from. So this white, if you don't know how mask work, this white, as I show white, if you click on this on the image, it's going to show. It's not going to work. You're going to put color on the image. So what you click on is this white part. So now if you click on the white part, it's going to show these two colors. If you press X on your keyboard, it's going to be black. If you press S again, it's going to be white. So what white does, white shows it, white black hides it. So black will hide it. So black will remove the effect from that area. So I just remove it. And most times when you are masking out like this and so zoom in, you might not see the effect. So what I usually do, I press the slash key, right? The slash, the backward slash, yeah, backward slash key. Then it brings out this red color. So black will be red, white will be normal, will show normal, right? So I just paint over it like this. This eye is already soft because the image was shot with a really shadow depth of it. So I think it was shot with 2.8, right? 2.8 aperture. So anyway, so I removed the I removed the I removed the effect of portraiture from the eyes, right? So now it just the skin and the eyes are left alone. Okay, so this now if you look at the body, also it also soften it a bit, like body, it also soften it, and yeah, here we are. So here we are. This is before with skin work before the frequency separation. So frequency separation, if you don't really understand, also is just working on the skin. It can be used to do other things, but basically it's just working on the skin. So that is that. If you feel it's too much, sometimes you can bring down the opacity, bring down the opacity a bit. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate the background layer and hide this duplicate, because I want to blend I want to merge these two together, because there are some actions that needs this background layer to work. So I'm going to blend it. I'm going to merge it now. Okay, so merged it now. What you can do is always save your picture, guys. Always save your picture, because there are times I work, forget to save, and something happens, system hooks. I have to start from beginning. So always save. Now, if you have low disk space on your computer, always merge all your layers, so that the more layers you have, the more the more space the picture will take on your hard drive. So just merge it down and save. So that's another advantage of merging. So now what I'm going to do, as you can see, there's a lot of texture on the nose. I don't like it. It's not as if it's not good, but I don't like it. There's a lot of texture here. So I'm going to use an action to reduce it. So I'll come down here. This paintbrush subtle does what it needs to do. Okay, so yeah, now it has done what it needs to do. So I'm also using the brush tool, right? So come here, as you can see, it has already made the mask. So what I'm going to do now is come to my flow. Remember, when it comes to brush tool, flow is your friend. So I'll take the flow down to like 8. Brush around, and you can see the more I'm brushing, the more the textures are going, right? The more I'm brushing, the more the textures are going. So it's just softening the textures a bit. Softening the textures. Right, so I can come here also and just soften up all the textures, right? I can come here too. I didn't brush here. Anyways, I can come here too and just soften all the textures. Yeah. So all the places that there are textures I don't really like, I just brush it and just reduce the textures in this area. As you can see, before, after, right? So just soften it a little bit. Yeah, I didn't brush it with frequency separation. Anyways, you see why I really take my time. Most times when you do frequency separation and you forget some part like this, but you can actually run the frequency separation again and just brush it up. Well, yeah, it's fine. You get the point. So before, after, yeah. So I think I'm okay with this. I see texture in the skin, but I leave them because that is what makes it looks like a human being. You can still come down here and just remove all these other textures, but yeah, it's fine. So like what I was saying, I can come here now and use my spotting brush too and just remove all this other thing I don't like. Oh yeah, you know the drill. It's fine. I can take my time and go to and do those. Well, it's fine. Okay. The next step I can actually do again to really soften it down a bit. If I still do not like how soft it is, I can duplicate the background layer again. Press Ctrl J, then come to the filter and go to this portraiture again and apply the portraiture again. Now I'm applying the portraiture on the full image, not so it's frequency separation. So I press OK. I like settings already, those settings work. Okay, so now that it's done, you can see the blur is really much, right? So like I did before, first of all I'll do a mask, right? Create a mask. I need to save this picture. This my system is dragging, just in case anything happens. Anyway, so I take the brush to again and I remove from the eyes. As you can see, the eyes is visibly like very soft. That's the issue with portraiture, right? Yeah, you can actually use the settings to mess with it, but I like the way settings is and it works. And I just come here and just like before, press the slash to your keyboard, then just take the flow up to 100% and take it off from the eyes. Take it off from the eyes. Right. So yeah, as you can see now, the eyes are back, are sharp back, and the skin is soft. But now it's too soft. It's too soft. So what I can do, I come to the opacity of the layer. Opacity of the layer, and then just reduce it to the point where I like how the skin is soft, right? So yeah, now it is good, it's soft, I'm okay with it. So before, not really much different after, but it's subtle. But yeah, take it a bit of 50% before, after. So I like it. So but if you zoom in, you see texture, right? So when someone look at the picture and zoom in, you will see the texture, but when you zoom out, the skin is very smooth, right? The skin is smooth. So anyway, let me reduce this also. Yeah, I think it's fine like this. So yeah, I'll merge it. I always merge. I keep on merging because number one, why the reason I'm merging is reduce the stress on my system, because most people think that they need to get a fast system, but what After Effects use much is your RAM. So the more layer you have, the more it uses up your RAM, and if you don't have big RAM, it's the more layer you add on, the more slower your system become, the more it will drag. Now I'm screen recording with this and it's already dragging because Photoshop is using a high part of the RAM, right? So I don't know if you understand. I don't want to confuse you more. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do now is I'm going to do eye. Like come to eye and teeth whitening. With the eyes, I just do little. I don't really go heavy on it, because now the key here also is I use the flow of the brush to come to the, as you can see, like the white part of the eye, the reflector is already reflecting on it. If you whiten it too much, it gets red, so you lose your flow and just now if you press this time you don't see the effect, just check your these two. If it's black, it will not work, but press X on your keyboard and make sure it's white, then paint on it, right? Paint on it, then come to this other side, and you just, because the flow is really low, it will not be so harsh, because naturally eyes are not really very white. So yeah, I do that. GZ. So Yeah, so that's fine. Come to the other side and do the same. Take the flow up to like 8 and do the same. Now if you want all this red part of the eyes, you can work on it, but I don't want to do it in this video. But yeah, you can actually work on it and remove it if you don't want it, if you don't, or if you don't like it. But your ways, your technique of doing it. Well, this video is already long. So yes, there you have it, before and after. So it's not really, the difference is not really much. You are not really whitening it to make it very white, because naturally eyes are not that white. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to use I have this actions even skin tone, so it just does the whole gradient map thing for me. So I come here. So what I did is I clicked on this color. I just clicked on it and it brings in here. I come to my skin tone. Now this skin tone map is what you have already. Normally I update it. Sometimes the color you see here has changed because I usually update it. So let me quickly show you how I update it, or I'll show you in another video. This video is getting too long. So I pick one color. So with this, what you can do, this black skin, then the others are light skin. This works for most black skins, right? These other are light skin, depending on the skin. This one that has red works for light skin, I mean dark skin too. This will someone that has really black skin. Anyways, this for fair skin, but I'll use this. Press OK, and now we are good. So with this, you can take your flow to 100, because we are going to be playing with the opacity here. But first of all, I'm going to take the opacity to like 70, so that you can see what you're doing. So what this does is that, as you can see here, it's a big let me fix something first. Let's delete this. Let's merge this. So the reason why I added this from the beginning was this, so I can use to do the before and after. This before, now this after, this before, now this after, because I duplicated this before. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, like, as you can see here, let me take a brush color. So as you can see here, let me reduce the here is a little bit black, right? I don't like it. And yeah, and there are some other parts, like here it's a little bit black also. I don't like it, so I'll just come to the burn action, dodge it, come to dodge action and invert check layer. So what this invert check layer does is it inverts the image. So wherever is black normally is bright, wherever is white here or bright normally is black, right? You understand? So I come to my brush to take the flow down to like 2 or 1 or 2 is fine. Then come to this part that is dark and just brush it. Now I see the brightness is reducing, because now in the main picture the brightness is increasing. I'll show you now. Right, so look at the before and the after. So I just brighten that part up. Yeah, it's a little bit too much, so what I'm going to do now is just reduce it. Right, so I just use the black to just like remove some parts. Yeah, so you can see Okay, if you can't see what I'm seeing here, what I'm doing here, I have a two monitor setup. So there's a bigger monitor that I'm looking at to see what I'm doing. So yeah, I think this is okay. Before after, yeah, it's okay. So let me just paint around here, just brighten here a bit. Not so much. Yeah, it's done now. It's a bit much for me, but yeah, I can reduce the opacity. If you like it like this, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just when it comes to color grading skin tone, it's just your preference, what you like. There's nothing, there's no bad way, there's no good way. It's just what you like versus what you don't like. As simple as that. Right. So what I'll do now is just bring out that mask assistant and just check wherever I missed. Like you can see here, I missed a bit some parts, so I just add those parts because I'm going to use it. I want to be perfect with this because I'm going to use this mask. I'm going to use this mask later, and if it's not perfect, it's going to be looking weird. Okay, so this is that. There are some parts that I can actually go down and fix, but it's okay. You get the point. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, I told you to be careful with the edges. As you can see, I've made some error and it has come over the edge. So what I'm going to do is take the this black color and just remove it. Right, remove it from where is not the skin. Yeah, there you have it. So yeah, so now I can reduce the opacity. Reduce the opacity to fit where I like. Yeah, so this before, this after. Yeah, I like it like this. So the next step now, I don't make it. I will not make it now because I need to use this mask. So the next step now, I come to this adjustment. This is the adjustment layer. So if you look below this your layer panel, you see this FX is effect. Then this is the mask. This is adjustment layer. This is new group, and this is known layer. And this is delete. Right. So I come to this adjustment layer. Click it and come to this color lookup. Click the color lookup. And if you follow the guide in that folder where you downloaded this stuff from, you see a guide on how to install it. So you click this and all your lots will show up. Alright, so this is the one I gave. So I can try it, come to for that skin one and see how it works. I don't like this. Two. Yeah, this is fine. Let's check 3. Oh, this is good. I like this. So normally I don't use one lot on it. You can actually do this and you're done, but I don't usually like using one lot on image. I like the way the background is though. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here, drag, I'll press Alt on my keyboard and click on this mask and drag it to the next one so it copies the marks. Now it's just affecting just the skin tone. Remember, it's called skin tone lots for a reason. So now it affects the skin tone. Alright, so I reduce the opacity also. Yeah. Then I like the way it affects affected the background. So I'm going to Ctrl J to duplicate it. Then I'm going to press Ctrl I to invert the mask. Now I'm coloring the background and the stuff separately. Now you can see where it does not affect. Now it's bringing out contrast in the eyebrow because I inverted it. Because if you look at this here, the eyebrow, we didn't put the the even skin tone on the eyebrow and the eyelashes. So if you invert the mask, it's going to show up there. I don't know if you understand. So yeah, so I can reduce the opacity too, and yeah, it's good like this. So I can also add another if I want, add another color lookup. I have other lookup table, I mean lots pack, my full lot pack that I use most of the time. So let me try and see which one works. Oh, I like this one too. Right, this just bring out the blackness. So the thing is, if you come down and remove this um even skin tone, you see the effect is different, right? The effect is different. So that is why I always use the even out the skin tones before using my lots, right? So now it works smoothly. So can come here also and just reduce the opacity, and yeah, now we are good, we're fine. So always remember before and after. So what I can do now is just merge them. Okay, so now I merge them, and what I can do, the last step I usually do, let me see. The last step I usually do, there's this plugin or a software also that I used to use like for the final color grade. I use the color grade not just the skin tone but the whole entire image. So let me show you. Come to filter. It's called exposure. Exposure. It used to be called alien skin, but now they changed the name to exposure. So most photographer, I first saw this from Mufeba Muyiwa. If you don't know who Mufeba Muyiwa is, I'm probably sure you have seen her picture, but you don't just know it's her. Mufeba Muyiwa. You can check her on Instagram. At first, she was the first person I saw use this. So like I saw it on YouTube. So I said I met her personally. I saw her on YouTube. She did a video on YouTube and she used it. So then um um Amazing Clef. If you know Amazing Clef uses this also. I have his preset for the action, for the software rather. Okay, so now we are here. This is the software. This is how it looks. So if you see this preset, this is my preset. It's not really my preset. It's Amazing Clef preset that I bought. So usually I come here and try each preset and see how it works, right? So I can come here and choose this. You can just hover around it and it will show you how it will look. Uh, this looks good. Well, let's just try another one. Uh, this joy, this is good also. Oh, I like this. Right, I like this. I like the way this looks. So usually I come and check through all these presets. This one is fine too, right? Which one should I choose? This or this? This or this? I'll go with this. Anyway, so I come and check. If no one works, so if I have time, I can just mess around and create it. But if I don't have time, I'll go from here and come to the main preset, right? The main preset that came with the software, like this film simulation. Usually I come to this where is it now? Yeah, this color film print. So what this does is just emulate print, right? I mean film. So you can over it and check for the one that works, right? So whatever works. Oh, this is fine. Oh, this is good. But there's too much. I like this, but the contrast is too much. You can work on it, but you don't have time. Yeah, this is fine also. So I can come here and just select presets that works and we are good. So I like this one already. Then I just press just to be sure, let's come to user and pick the one. Which one did I pick just now? Okay, yeah, this is good. So I come and press apply. Okay, now it's done. So what it does, it creates its own layer. So I can show you before. Um, yeah, this is the before and this is the after. So if it's too much, if the effect is too much, what you can do is come here and reduce the opacity, right? The opacity, let me update it at 50% just to blend it, right? So it's good. This before and this after. Yeah, so this video is already long. One last thing I can do, now I'm merging them again. One last thing I can do is I can just reduce the contrast here. Here's too contrast here, I don't like it. If you look underneath here, it's a bit bright. Let me fix that. Let me just fix that and I will end this video. So while I'm doing this, if you want um my other actions, all my actions, if you want my other lookup table lots that I have, let me show you. If you want to get this other lots, and really everything I have a retouching kit, like it's a pack. It has everything I have, my loads, my action, my presets. It has the portraiture is inside. Portraiture is inside with these exact settings I use. You have this exposure software with all the presets. All the presets you just saw right now is inside. So everything is inside. Not just this, you get like, I think I'll do another video to show you. You get um Lightroom presets, right? I have Lightroom presets that I can use for weddings. Yeah, Lightroom preset for weddings. You get them also. The preset I have is from one of the biggest wedding photographer in Nigeria. I have the preset. You get it. You get it too. So you get it too for as a bonus. You get it, and as a bonus, what you get also is I'll add it to my broadcast list. I have a broadcast list where anything I buy, if I buy a preset, you get it for free. Like, you don't have to pay. If I buy a preset, you get it. If I buy a course, a video course, a lighting course, whatever course I buy, you get it also. Everything I have, I give it to you, right? So now you get all this for just 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira. Oh, sorry. So what I want to do now is come to the bone adjustment layer and take the flow down. Take the flow really down. Then I just brush it to reduce that. This space is that's too bright. Just burn it down a bit. Just burn it. Yeah, just burn it. Then I did it. So I can also do dodge. And increase the brush size, and here I just like brighten it up a bit. Yeah, it's a little bit subtle, but different. But it's about the different it makes, right? So just touch this area. So what Dodge does is it just lightens, right? It brightens the pixels. So, anyways, so this is all my retouching process. This is how I retouch. There's nothing. I'm not hiding anything from you. This is exactly what I do in all my pictures. Both the ones I get paid to do, like I'm a retoucher. I retouch for people. The one jobs I get paid to do, this is how I retouch it, right? So yeah, most times if you don't like this the way the eyes is blue, you can fix it. But anyway, you get the point. You get the point. So like I said, if you want everything I have, look at all my actions. You can get them. My extra lots that I use. This is the main lot I use for um, light skin, dark skin. It works. I also have some preset I purchased. You're getting everything I have, you get everything I have, you get. For not just that, as a bonus, I'll add it to my broadcast list, where everything I get from now, there are some preset I'm planning to buy. When I buy them, you get them for free. You don't have to pay anymore, right? So every course, like there's a lighting course I just bought that I'll receive soon. Immediately that lighting course come, you get it for free also, like for free. You're not paying anything. All you have to do is just buy the retouching pack for 2,000 naira, and everything I have now and everything I'll have later in future, you get everything for, you will not pay anything again. So all you have to do is just make an investment of 2,000 naira, and every lighting course, every retouching course, every preset, every lot I buy, whatever I buy, I send to you, you also get it for free. Now this offer will not last long. It's just going to be for like 200 persons. So if you want to be among those 200 persons, just act fast. Come to my message me, and I'll should tell you how you can go about it. With just 2,000 naira, I mean, if you want to buy lots, you can't see a lot that someone will sell for 2,000 naira. Not to talk of presets, right? Not to talk of there's no if the cost that I bought now is they are currently selling it for 15,000. It's 15,000 naira. So once it comes, if you invest 2,000 naira now, once that lighting cost comes, you get it for free, right? So I mean, 2,000 naira for everything I have now and everything for that I'll have, you will get for free. I mean, it's a fair investment that you can make. So yes, that's the end of this video. So if you want this offer, just message me on my WhatsApp, and we'll move forward from there.